Welcome back to another Live at 5. I am your host, Michael of Love and Freedom. And today we will be talking about something that could possibly or could affect anybody planning to fly inside the United States. All right. I know we talk a lot about traveling, international travels, but today I want to switch it up for those who don't really travel international and may not be aware of domestic traveling criterias or information. I'm going to spend a little bit today talking to you guys that who don't travel international or who plan on traveling international and haven't had the opportunity to travel international. We're going to be talking to the ones that's travel domestic mostly. All right. I always talk about domestic, international, but today we're going to switch it up and we're going to talk a little bit about traveling domestic. Okay. So can you, the question is, people always ask, can you fly domestic if you don't have the new real ID, guys? That's the question people always ask. Can I fly domestic without having a real ID? And I'm going to answer that question for a lot of you guys today. Oh, I see we got my cousin Q in the live today. What's going on with you, Q? What's going on with you? DJ Q, DJ Quinn Stewart, aka the Q. That's my cousin right there, guys. You guys go over there and check him out. He's always on the wheel of steel, spinning that good music all day, every day. Formerly our DJ back home on the radio station. And he is a real live DJ, old school DJ from back in the days, bringing you some modern DJ vibes. All right. So you guys over there and check him out. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, my cousin. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. One love, cousin. One love. So the answer is, the question always be asked, can we travel domestic on a domestic flight with just a real ID or without having a real ID, travel ID? For those who haven't got their travel ID, the deadline was last year, but that doesn't stop you from flying. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that today to give you guys some inside tips on that. Okay. A lot of people believe that if they don't have that little star on that card, up in that on that driver license, that automatically grounds them that they can't fly, and that is not true. Okay, but here's the actual truth about that. All right, what a real ID actually means. I'm going to talk to you about that. I'm going to talk to you about the identification of the TSA exceptions and what could happen if you show up without being accepted of your documentation, of your identification, whether you can use a passport for a domestic flight. I'm going to talk to you about what happens if your ID is lost or stolen while you're traveling, and some things that you should do before heading to the airport. These are some of the things I want to touch bases on today. Try to do it in a swift but accurate time so you guys can have ask questions and understand some of the information that I'm providing to you guys for those who travel. Okay, know before you go, as I always tell you. So if you're in the comment section today, do you have a real ID yet? Yes or no? I just wanted to see a show of hands who have one. If you don't, then it's not the end of the world. If you have a real ID, drop in the comment section, let me know you have a real ID. And has it been helpful for you during your travels throughout the airport? Okay. Now, we're going to start out talking about what has changed. The real ID enforcement deadline took effect last year, May the 7th, 2025. And that means travelers the age of 18 or older flying domestically generally needed a real ID compliant driver license or a TSA acceptance form of identification to get through the airport security check. Okay. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, cousin. Thank you for the heart, man. I appreciate you. Oh man, what a blessing. Thank you. I appreciate you. One love to you. Thank you. We appreciate you. Um, Man, yeah. I see you in there. I see you in there. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. The heart, the hands, the heart hands, all the love, brother. All the love. I appreciate that. You guys make sure you tap it on the screen. Also tap, tap, tap to help get this live out to some of those who may be interested in traveling and know more. Oh, thank you, cousin. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that love. Yes, sir. Appreciate that love. Yeah, I'll make sure y'all go over there and check out my cousin, DJ Q, guys. He got that. He sent me that go live flag. I appreciate that. I never seen that in my live. I appreciate that. So here's what people get confused at, guys. Real ID doesn't mean that the real ID driver license is the only identification that you can use. All right. I'm going to share that information with you guys right now. This is not the only thing you need that can get you through the airport. All right. Through airport security. There are other acceptable documentations that you can use. So don't automatically think if I don't have the real ID, I can't fly. That's not true. Okay. And I'm going to share that with you today. I'm going to give you some inside tips on how to travel without having that real ID. That doesn't mean that you can't fly. All right. Now, can you use a U.S. passport? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can use a U.S. passport. Here's one of the biggest travel tips from today's live. Okay. Listen to what I'm telling you guys. If you have a valid U.S. passport, you can use it as identification at the TSA for a domestic flight, guys. This is a valid ID. It is definitely, to me, it overwrites it don't overwrite it. Let me correct that. It is a more of a stronger identification in my book than the real ID, because it basically has some of the same information that your real ID has. Because you cannot have a real ID if you don't go to the DMV and present your birth certificate, your your birth certificate, your social security card, all the above. So basically that's what your passport has, all that information in it. And that's what your real ID. Appreciate you, cousin. Appreciate you, cousin. With the divine fingers. Good looking out in the finger hearts. Thank you much, cousin. Appreciate you. So you can travel with your U.S. passport, of course. You don't have to be traveling international and have your passport just for international flights. Your passport can be used as the domestic flight as well. So if you're flying to like Seattle, to Los Angeles, Phoenix, to Atlanta, New York, to Miami, your passport can serve as your acceptable identification at the TSA checkpoint. All right. This is a love and freedom travel tip, guys. And if you have a passport and your driver license isn't a real ID compliance, don't automatically panic and rush to the DMV just because you want to take a flight and you don't have the real ID. Peace and purpose. Okay. Appreciate that, cousin. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate you as always. We'll get up for sure. One love with you, brother. Make sure you guys go over there and check out Q. So make sure if you have a passport, you don't be in a rush to get that ID, real ID, just because you think you can't fly. You got a passport, you can fly domestically as well as international, of course. So depending on your situation, TSA accepts several other forms of identification, including U.S. passport card. You remember when I told you guys, get that passport card. It can also help you as well. So get your passport card when you apply for your passport. Pay that little few dollars and get the passport card. It is really helpful, guys. Get your passport card. You can use that to fly domestic throughout the airport. DHS Trust Traveler Card, a permanent resident card, federal recognized tribal card, like a tribal Indian tribe photo ID. You can use that as well to travel domestically. Certain military identification cards. You can use certain military identification card. And let me talk to you guys real quick, especially the vets. in the chat. You cannot use your veteran. Where is it at? You can't use your veteran. What do you want to call it? Medical card. Let me see if I got my vet. This is my veterans. Let me make sure I got all my information here. This is my veterans. My VA identification card that gets me on base and commissary and all that good stuff. That's what get me on base. That's my identification card for the VA. You cannot use this VA medical card here. This is your medical. It basically serve as a purpose of. It basically serve as a insurance card, pretty much for the VA. Put that up here. That's the VA, like a VA medical card, pretty much. You can't use that to get in the airport and fly. That is not an official document to fly, guys. That is not an official document to fly. But, as I always told you guys before, let me make sure I ain't giving you guys all my personal information on here. But if you get you one of these, your passport card here, get your passport card. You see that? United States of America. Get your passport card, and then you can use that passport card in the airport when you're trying to fly domestically. Okay? Those are just some tips. You cannot use that VA medical card. And there are additional documents on TSA website that you can check before flying. So always verify your particular documents with TSA before traveling, okay? Do your due diligence. Go to their website and check it out, okay? Now, I know you guys get tired of me saying okay, but some people need to hear okay because some people just don't catch on until you say okay. Okay? So here's another tip for you guys, you veterans. The U.S. Department of Defense identification credentials are on TSA acceptance list, guys. It is on the list. So you don't have to go look and see if that's on there. What I just showed you, it is definitely on the list. If you're planning to use a military related ID instead of a real driver license ID, verify that that particular credential appears on the TSA current list, which I just showed you and told you which one was accepted and which one was not accepted. Once again, for those who just joined and didn't hear me, the veterans side of the world, your VA medical card is not a formal ID to travel, okay? But your VA military ID to get on base, commissary, or retired ID card, you can get on a flight with that, okay? Dependents too. If they got that dependent card, they can fly domestically with that military ID. Keep that in mind. Don't wait until you're standing in that security line to find out. Don't FAFO, all right? Don't FAFO, point blank, all right? I know people are going to say, what if I show up without an acceptable ID? What can I do about that once I show up? Now, this is where today's conversation is going to get interesting for those people. Let's say you at the airport, okay? Let's say you're at the airport. Your flight leaves in about 2 hours. You reach into your wallet. Your ID isn't there. Okay? You reach into that wallet and your ID is not there. Maybe you lost it. Maybe somebody stole your wallet. Does TSA automatically tell you, sorry, you're not flying today? No. Listen up. Not necessarily. TSA has an identity verification system, guys. A lot of you people don't know this. Listen up. Share this with a friend, family, or foe, guys. Please. When I pass you this variable information, take in consideration that it can help someone else. Just because you don't want to hear it, share it with a friend, family, or foe that may be interested in this, guys. TSA has an identifying verification process that may allow a traveler without acceptable identification to verify their identity and proceed through security. Yeah, you heard me right. You can possibly get through the airport without identification. And you want to know why? I'm going to tell you my reason I know why. Because when most of the time when you're at the DMV nowadays, you get your identification. Not only they're taking pictures of you, they're doing their facial recognition. Pretty much, they're doing facial recognition, and the TSA going to be able to identify you through facial recognition to show that it is you, and you are who you say you are. How you think they understand when people trying to flee the country or leave, go somewhere? And they'll say they saw them in a standing in a bank, or they saw them in a public space. Those flock cameras, they catches them. The airport security cameras, which is linked to pretty much facial recognition. They know exactly where you at through facial recognition at all times, guys. So don't be bamboozled to think that you're not being kept up with. They didn't have to use those chips that they was planning on doing years ago. They didn't need the chips. They went with facial recognition, which has done just the right purpose of them bringing it out and putting it into play. They really, really use that facial recognition to get what they need. So TSA will verify you through their identification process if you don't have your ID card. But here's the important part. Don't count on this as your travel plan. Don't just show up at the airport and say, well, Love and Freedom said I didn't need an ID card to get on the plane. He said that the TSA will be able to verify who I am by their facial recognition. Stop fucking lying. I didn't tell you no such of a damn thing. I told you that they could, if you lost it and you explained to them your situation, that they will be able to probably identify who you are through their process of verification system. Okay? So don't purposely show up without an acceptable identification because you heard me say that TSA will let you go through. No, Love and Freedom did not say TSA will let me go through because they have a way to verify me. I did not tell you that shit. So bring your damn ID card, guys. If you're planning on traveling, bring your damn ID card. Let me say it again. Bring your damn ID card. I hope that got over to you guys. I try to keep it a little humorous, guys. So pay me no mind, but pay me a mind when I tell you to take your ID card. You need to take that ID card when you're going to the airport. Point blank. No other way around it. Besides them going through the loop to try to identify who you are. Okay? I know even out of country, when we flew into the Dominican Republic one time, I guess the facial recognition didn't really pick up my wife's identity in their system or however what was going on. So they had her to go into, and basically all she did was walked into a room to go with a supervisor at, and they double verified it because I guess their facial recognition was probably better than the one they had at the counter of the immigration. As soon as she walked in, she said the lady looked at her passport basically and just said, okay, go ahead. You know, basically they were just trying to get another facial recognition of her without letting us know what they was trying to do, pretty much. So get to the airport early. If you already know there's going to be an identification issue, this is not the day to arrive at the airport at the last minute. Okay? If you already know that your identification process is going to be a little skeptical, a little wishy-washy, get to the airport a little early. Okay? This could help you. This could help you cut down on the stress, save you some embarrassment, and get you through airport security pretty swift, especially if you think you're going to have a problem with the identification that you have. But make sure if you don't have a real ID and you don't have a passport, make sure you have, and you really need to catch that flight in emergency purpose, go with your birth certificate, social security card, and another, maybe a school ID or something to identify you. And then they will be able to go ahead and process you through their verification system to verify who you are. You are who you say you are. But don't depend on that always. Just make sure you go and get your real ID. Or when you get your passport, apply for your passport card. I keep telling you guys, a lot of people don't even know that a passport card exists. They see that on the application. They say, are you applying for a book or card? They only know about the book. Get the card as well, guys. The card can actually help you a whole lot. And I'm going to keep telling you guys, when you apply for the passport book, apply for the passport card as well. Okay? Simple as that. They're only a few dollars. So remember, your airplane isn't waiting because you still at TSA. Remember that. The airplane don't give a damn. It's going to leave without you. You're not that important. You're not the pilot. You're not an airplane stewardess that they waiting on, because they cannot leave if they don't have the proper staff members. So make sure you have your ID card and all your documents, and don't get held up in TSA and you think the plane going to wait for you to run back home and get your ID, or them to verify who you are. That's not going to happen. They're not going to wait on you. You're not that important. The damn plane's still going to leave. All right. You may hope that the plane is late leaving, like most of the time planes sometimes be, well, domestically, the plane mostly late. Internationally, I really have never seen that happen where the plane take off late. They pretty much on time. So don't confuse your boarding pass with your ID. Okay. Understand that. Just because you got your boarding pass through you check in online, which they normally do domestic, that is not your ID. Just because you have a boarding pass on your phone. Hold on. Your boarding pass and your identification serve two different purposes, okay? Your boarding pass shows you're booked on a flight. Your identification helps TSA establish who you are. Having a boarding pass do not automatically solve an identification problem. Let me read that again to you. Having a boarding pass doesn't automatically solve an identification problem. So don't assume just because you've been issued a boarding pass that you all system go to get on a flight. It don't work like that. You're gonna say, what if my wallet was lost or stolen during a trip? That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today as well. If your wallet is lost or stolen during the trip, remember I talked to you guys about emailing your documents, copies of your passports, copy of your identification, social security card, birth certificate, all that stuff. Email that stuff to yourself. Make copies and email it in your email so you always have that. Always have that. Just all you'll be needing to do is get to a computer system or get on your phone and pull it up and show it. Pretty much. That could help you. But here's the situation that people don't think about. You're flying from Arizona to Florida, okay? Such as ourselves. You fly from Arizona to Florida. Everything goes great. 2 days later, you lose your wallet. God forbid that it never happens. Oh my God, please don't ever let that happen. You lose your wallet. Now you got to go fly back home. What do? Don't automatically assume you're stranded, guys. Don't spaz out. Don't panic. It's just identification that you need to regroup once you get back stateside. But don't freak out. Now, or don't freak out if you need to get back to your state to get your ID card. Get to the airport. You're not stranded. So get to the airport well ahead of your flight schedule time and speak with the TSA. Okay. It would help if you got a police report as well, wherever you at, if you're able to get one. It would help too, just to keep that in mind. But explain to the TSA what happened. TSA may attempt to verify your identification through the verification process. But again, verification isn't guaranteed, guys. They are not obligated to verify who you are. But for safety reasons, they do that. So if you lost your ID during your travel, don't spaz out. Go to TSA, explain to them what happened. As I mentioned this to you before, they can possibly verify you through their identification process. As I'm saying, it's not guaranteed, but they can possibly guarantee it for you. Okay. That's why preparation matters when you're traveling. That's why you have to stay prepared. Stay what they say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Always. Now, my habits, love and freedom habits is before leaving home, I recommend travelers know exactly what identification they're planning on using. As I tell you guys, we carry the fanny pack. You can talk shit about us or whatever. When we travel, we have all our identification, all our important documents right at hand in front of us in our little family travel pack. All right. Don't wait until TSA start asking you. And then you'll start be asking them, does this work? Can I give you this ID? Does this work? No. Know what identification you have on hand and if it's meet the qualification. Before you leave home, before you even start planning your trip, make sure you check your ID, check the expiration date on your ID, verify that TSA can accept your ID, know where your backup identification is, and always have identification backup, guys. If I never mentioned that to you, always have identification backup. Know where your identification backup is. Make sure your name on your reservation is spelled correctly. I'm not talking about international right now, but I'm talking about domestic. But for sure, if you're flying domestic, international, you want to make sure your visa, all the letterings and the spelling, Shaquisha, Shaquan, Dinan, Dijija, whatever your name may be, make sure they spelled it correctly. Make sure they spelled correctly, or you may not get entered into that country, or your destination may not allow you to step foot there because of the misspelling of the proper documentation. Now, 5-minute check at home can prevent a major headache at the airport, guys. Just think about that. A 5-minute, stop being lazy, get up off your fat ass, lazy ass, and check your documentation. Check it once, check it twice, check it 3 times. However time you need to do it. Set yourself a reminder on your phone. It is so easy to set a reminder, especially if you got all kind of modern technology gadgets like I have now. I can say, I have it at hand. I can say, hey, Google, remind me in 35 minutes to drink some water.
Okay, I'll remind you today at 6:04 p.m.
See, simple as that, guys. If you got these type of devices at hand, your phone, whatever it may be, utilize them. I have these devices out throughout the house because if I forget something, it can remind me. It can help me. Yeah, it can remind you a lot of things. So I would encourage you guys to get these little devices to help you plan your trip, to set your reminder, to tell you, make sure you check this, make sure you check the itinerary, make sure you check that. Just like I just said, I told the little device to remind me and, certain time to drink some water. And they said they'll remind me. And you can do that throughout if you got these devices at home, you can have it to say, hey, Google, check for me to see how much a flight is to the Philippines.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
See, well, I didn't say it properly. I spaced it out, but you get the picture. But certain things they can't do, for certain things they can. If I don't get it on there, I can get it on my other device. But I always have things to remind me, that help me remind me to check my ID and all that stuff like that. Okay, I can say, hey Google, remind me to check my passport to see when it expires.
Sorry, I can't set reminders based on locations.
See, they can't set that, locations and stuff like that. But it can help you. You can set you a reminder to check this or time this or whatever. Just, you get the picture. Always make sure you check your identification and all your documents before you leave, okay? So, let me ask you guys this. Have anybody ever got all the way to the airport and realized that you lost your ID, or you didn't have your ID, or didn't have your wallet, or didn't have documentation that you need to get on the plane or to make your trip? I would love to hear you guys' story, guys. I'm telling you, I like to hear real live story, real live situation. It helped the next man or woman prepare for their trip and don't get caught up in the L, knowing before you go. Now, here's another one. Would you rather travel domestically with a real ID driver license or a passport card? Let me know. Would you rather travel with a real ID or passport card? Which one you think is stronger? Drop it in the comment section below. A, driver license, real ID, or B, passport card. And I'll let you guys know how I feel about those, because me personally, as I just told you, they are both pretty much the same, has the same information on them. Now, your passport card is going to help you a lot when you border crossing, land crossing different borders in different countries. And it can also help you in certain countries, but it will not serve as a passport book in other countries. Okay, keep that in mind. So let's do a scenario here. Let's test everybody today. So you're flying from Phoenix to New Orleans, okay? You don't have a real driver license, but you have a U.S. passport. Can you use that passport at TSA? I'm waiting on the answer. Can you use, see who's been listening. Can you use your passport to fly domestically from, say, for example, from Phoenix to New Orleans? Can you use your passport card? Are you, without, if you don't have a real ID? What do you think? Doom, 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 doom. Okay, you are absolutely correct. You sure can, Donna. Thank you for answering that. So you've been paying attention even though you've been outside. She been paying attention even though she been outside, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Let's give the girl a hand. There you go. Let's give the girl a hand. Thank you, cousin. Thank you. But yep, you definitely can. And that's what I wanted to get across to you guys today, that you definitely can use those. Appreciate that, cousin. Thank you for paying attention in class and not sleeping and acting a fool today. All right. Scenario number 2. You arrive at the airport and you realize my wallet is sitting on my kitchen table. Do you immediately go home and give up your flight? Or what do? Not necessarily, I would say. I said you should just go and talk to the TSA. They might be able to verify you in a verification system, as I said before, but you should expect the process to take additional time and potentially involving additional screening. So don't get upset because you lost your ID and get mad at TSA, because they're trying to help you, because you knew you had to have the proper documents to catch that flight and you lost it or let somebody take it. And while we're talking about that today, guys, ID and traveling and everything, let me bring you guys some attention. Head over to my TikTok showcase, Love and Freedom, my main page. That's freedom with 1 E and 1 M. And pick up this RF wallet here, guys. This wallet is awesome. This wallet allows you to store all of your cards safely in all your cards in here. I even have the air tag in here in case I lost it. And I have another security device hidden in my wallet that can track this wallet if it's lost or stolen. This wallet right here is in my TikTok showcase store, guys. This wallet right here is in my TikTok showcase store. So head over to my TikTok showcase store and pick up your wallet today. Donna just dropped it in the chat there. That's on my main page. Love and Freedom 1 E and 1 M. All right. It has cards, a little slot for all your cards here. Push your cards back in there. Let me put it over here so you guys can see. Don't pay no mind to my pesos. And that's all the cards. I got all the cards in here. I think I probably got about 7 cards in there right now. Has a money clip there. Yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome little wallet. So head over to my TikTok showcase, guys, and pick you one up. All right. I would appreciate it. And I appreciate all the ones that have went over and shopped with your boy. I really do appreciate you always. And shout out to the gifters. I appreciate you guys. Always. One love on that. Shout out to you. So the big takeaway today is, remember this: no real ID doesn't automatically mean no flying. Okay. If you're just joining me, I was telling you guys about, if you don't have the real ID, doesn't mean that you cannot fly. Okay. Don't listen to the myth. You'd have heard people saying you can't fly without them. If you don't have your real ID, you still can fly. Go back. I'm going to drop this video back. I'm going to replay it on my YouTube channel. I have 2 YouTube channels, Love and Freedom, and also my backup YouTube channel, Pura Vida. I'll drop it on the Pura Vida YouTube channel for your travel needs. It's Pura, Pura Vida, Vida, Vida. Guys, go over there, check out all the travel videos, check out the replays on the TikToks. If you missed the live, go back over there and you can check out the replay over on my YouTube channels. Donna just dropped the YouTube channels in the chat here. So go over there, guys. Check it out. Support your boy. Say hello in any video. Let us know that you're rocking with us, okay? I really do appreciate it. Check out some of the countries we traveled to. Check out some of the do's and don'ts, the pros and cons. And it can also help you prepare on your future trips. Or if you're already on a trip, you might see something on one of the videos that may help you maneuver around just a little bit better and less stressful. Okay. I appreciate you guys. So go over there and check me out. So do you have another form of identification TSA accept? I would definitely check. It's worth checking into their TSA website and see what you can use. And if you lost your identification, TSA may have a process available for you to verify your identification, to verify who you are. That completely different from saying this is, let me just make this clear. Let me give the disclaimer. This doesn't completely say that you don't need an identification to fly, guys. Don't get it twisted. First of all, let me get the disclaimer out. Once again, I am no travel guru. I am no travel Dr. Love. I'm no travel Dr. Good, feel good. I am no health guru, no fitness coach, no travel agency or travel agent. I am me, only me, that provide boots on the ground type experience for you guys to know before you go. Okay. We take the L so you guys don't have to take the L. And thank God, knock on wood, we haven't had any L's. Okay. So keep rocking with us. Keep us in your prayers and keep enjoying the thing they call freedom. Okay. I appreciate that. So know before you go, and we let you guys see what we see all the time. So don't spread false information that I said that you can travel without ID. I told you guys what can help you and what in the worst case scenario could be as well. Okay. I hope someone get this information and pass it on to those who travel or those who want to know before they go. And maybe it can help someone. It can save someone. And also, as Donna just dropped in the comment section, you got any questions or concern, or if anything you would like for me to talk about, discuss one day on a live, feel free to drop me an email in my email at blackmaninmexico@gmail.com, guys. That's blackmaninmexico@gmail.com. Just as it sounds. And I'll do my best to answer your guys' question, or maybe in the future, airing you guys topic or comment and giving you a shout out for the recommendation. Okay. I appreciate that. So everybody that's on the live today, do me a favor. Make sure you follow this channel right here, this page, Love and Freedom. Make sure you go over and follow my backup TikTok page, Love and Freedom, with 1 E and 1 M. That's where you'll see the showcase store once again. Go over there and follow that page as well. Make sure you go subscribe to my YouTube channel. They are all in the comment section right now. Dom dropped all the information in the comment section. Go over there, follow your guy, and subscribe to the channels. I appreciate you. So travel rules do change. Technologies has changed. Changes at the airport, procedures are always changing. It's always your due diligence to educate yourself and know the do's and don'ts when you before traveling. And I tried to come on here and give you guys some quick information on that may help some of you guys during your travel, for those who probably have never traveled before, or maybe those who always traveling and didn't know. We all learn every day. There's something you can learn each and every day in life. Okay. There's not one person in this world knows everything. Get that right now. So do your research before you travel. Don't rely on something somebody else told you 5 years ago, maybe even 5 days ago. Check the current requirements before heading to the airport. If this information helps you guys, share the information, share the live, and please do your boy a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to my other platforms. I appreciate that. So with that being said, guys, just remember, travel smart, stay informed, keep exploring, and keep living. And always remember what I tell you guys about pocket watching or worrying about what someone else do. If you had this mentality each and every day, you'll do a lot better in life. Think about, this is my saying, and I always say this: what one man eats doesn't make me shit. Okay? Just because you see somebody else doing something or got this, don't worry about them. Worry about you. Take care of your own first, and you'll be okay. All right? This is your boy Love and Freedom. I hope to see you guys tomorrow on another live at 5. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Until the next one, bye now. Peace. One love. Vamano, Donna.